Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me about these lovely Tauruses in mid-August. What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're still in Leo season, a beautiful time of year. I hope you're all enjoying it. So yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus, please. What is happening? There we go, nice and quick. A little bit of a sleepy energy right here. Some of you might be rejuvenating, recuperating from something. Now could be a big time of recovery. This is also an extremely protective type of energy as well. So we'll talk about it. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. I love the imagery of it. It's a lovely light type of vibe. You see that lady, she's in the center. Looks like she's taking a nap on a bunch of clouds, and she is surrounded by the hands. I like to call this the helping hands card. Now, of course, we could be looking at issues involving sleep, so hopefully you're not having insomnia or anything like that. And again, I already mentioned some of you might just be recuperating or recovering, or like regaining your energy in one way or another, which could be really good. But to me, this is huge when it comes to spiritual protection. It's very insulated. It's like there's a bubble around you. So for some of you, it could literally just be a message coming in from spirit saying like, hey, we're with you, Taurus. You're not alone. This is guides, spirit teams, angels, ancestors, whatever you want to call it, that are surrounding you with supportive energy, which is really, really beautiful. Now, another thing I always say with the helping hands card is the fact that it could be involving help literally. So for a portion of you, maybe there's a situation you might need a hand with. Maybe you need a little assistance or help. For a portion of you, I would not be surprised if someone hits you up in the coming days and weeks and wants you to help them out in one way or another. But that doesn't always have to be a bad thing, right? Sometimes it's good to help people out. Let's just put that down right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So yeah, let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Taurus friends in mid-August. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Very positive. The reading was titled An Explosive Win, and that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks. It was like something that picks up business real quick. There was a lot of fire. There was a lot of air energy. So it did tell me that like there's situations that could be changing rather quickly for you, but for the positive. Okay, so if you didn't have a win come in, whether it's emotional or monetarily, you name it, that could still pop in for you in the coming days and weeks. But let's see what energy shows up for you this week. Energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take it how it hits for you. You know how it goes, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone else's. Let's get you 3 cards. What do we have for Taurus here in mid-August? Please, thank you. And another card of assistance and helping. We have the 3 of Pentacles, very similar. And these cards have a lot of similarities. We could be talking about groups of individuals as well with the 3 of Pentacles. We'll talk about it. It's very diligent, usually good, unless we're going to be taking a look at someone that's like in your circle of acquaintance. Let's get 2 more. Okay. All right, so maybe there will be a warning here. We have the 7 of Swords. That doesn't always have to be a rough card, though. I wasn't expecting it with all that nice smooth energy I was picking up here, and now with the 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords shows its face. Let's get 1 more. Thank you. Okay, you're going to have a bonus. You're going to have karmic energy. You're going to have repeating numbers. You're going to have a lot of stuff here, Taurus. 7 of Pentacles is your back end card. You also have the Ace of Cups coming in to make a little appearance. One of my favorite aces. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to go through here, Taurus. Let's do it. I'm going to give you the classical meanings and archetypes, but at first look, first glance, elementally, there's a lot of earth. That's an element you're usually very comfortable with. It's like nice and slow and steady. We have it here in the split ends with 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. It's grounded. It's not short term. It's something that takes quite a while to move forward. Also, the repeating sevens, the number signs, the synchronicities. We've had this little spiritual energy since the very beginning with this card, and it's still showing up here with the number signs. And we'll talk about that further in depth. But I'm liking what I'm feeling so far, but the Seven of Swords here in the center, whether it's a mystery or whether it's something you need to watch out for, not a huge fan of it at the moment. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we do have the 3 of Pentacles, and you see all these individuals gathered round. I would say this is one of my cards that I link to career. It's right up there with the 8 of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork. It's a card of a group of people working towards a common goal. So for some of you, there could be a group dynamic that's on the mind, whether it be career or work or something else. There's multiple people showing up here, and we'll look into it deeper. Now, normally this energy flows well. It gets through things. This is a card of assistance as well. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I always say with this card. But when we see the rough side, and you know I always have to give the positive and the challenge of every card, this could represent a person that doesn't really work well in a group. It's someone that like works better alone. It's like a lone wolf style energy. If we're seeing the reverse, this could represent a dicey individual in your circle of acquaintance, or someone you might have to watch out for, especially with the 7 of Swords right next to it. So we're gonna have to look into this further, but it can be good. I mean, we could just be looking at career for all we know as well. So it doesn't always have to be worst case scenario. Now, as we move towards the center, we have the 7 of Swords. Got to keep our eye on this one. In the image, you see that individual, they're making away with all those swords. So when I see this, it's like, yeah, there might be something you need to watch out for. This is a card in its rough sense where it could represent a dishonest individual. It could represent snakes and thieves, or something that you should be very weary about trusting. Now, it doesn't always have to be worst case scenario. Once again, it could just be a warning shot from spirit saying like, hey, Taurus, there's something going on that you don't quite see, or there's something happening that you don't quite know about just yet. There's like certain aspects that are kind of out of your view. In its positive sense, when I see the 7 of Swords, it's a smoother energy as well, right? Like it's not too stuck, it's not too gunked up, but it's just very mysterious. It's something that's either unexpected or something that you don't quite know yet, something that hasn't bubbled to the surface. But once again, this could represent, especially next to the 3 of Pentacles, a person. So I'd be cautious about the company you keep in this time. And I'll talk about it more once we clarify, because I want to know if we need to lean into that message or lean away. Now, as we get to the back end, we have a very powerful card, although it's unassuming. We have our second 7, the 7 of Pentacles. So again, with the repeating numbers, watch for the signs and synchronicities. Spirit could be trying to give you omens, little directions here and there. Your intuition could be pulling at you when the 7 of Pentacles is here. This is a card that's waiting. It's not really moving. This is a card of patience. So for some of you, maybe you've been acting very patient in regards to someone or something. Maybe you need to be a little more patient with someone or something as well. I'm not going to tell you exactly what your situation is, but the 7 of Pentacles isn't really moving much. In its positive sense, to me, it's a card of paying off, something paying off for you in a big way. It is a card of wins, but eventual wins. Not like right this second, but a little bit down the road, you're going to harvest up all those pentacles. This is a big card of karma. So with the very first oracle, now the repeating sevens, and this card, it's reaping what you sow, getting what you put forth. So what you put forth, you get back in return. That's what this card does. It also connects to nature as well. So for some of you, like, nature could really refresh your energy in this time. But there are big karmic archetypes at play, especially when it's next to a card like the 7 of Swords. So there might be a karmic warning we're going to need to look at, but we'll discuss that as we go further. Now, on the back end, as your other footnote, we do have the Ace of Cups. This is a very emotional card. I always say all aces represent opportunities, offers, new things. This could be an energy that's not fully developed just yet, so just know you might have certain opportunities coming up, but you might have to meet the universe halfway for it. And to keep it very simple, the Ace of Cups could just represent someone's emotional state. Okay, so I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Taurus collective, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Three of Pentacles time. Why is it here for my good friends? Okay. Ace of Wands in reverse, though. So now we have double themes showing up here because we have two aces, we have two sevens. So for a lot of you, there could be a lot of new opportunities and offers coming in. To me, this also has a link to the past as well connected to it. There's a few things that this energy is making me feel, and it's very layered, it's very nuanced, it's extremely complex for one reason or another. For a portion of you, there could be something you were giving way too much energy to that you're taking a step back from. That could absolutely be it. Or Spirit could be telling you, like, hey, Taurus, maybe you should just pace yourself here. It's not saying like, oh, you need to give up on this completely, but to me, it's more like, all right, well, don't come in too hot. Don't come in and do too much. Like, pace yourself, slow and steady, which I know you don't got to tell Taurus people that twice, right? Nothing wrong with a slow and steady approach. But yeah, when I see the Three of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like, well, don't give all your energy to that. But another thing I'm seeing here is there's a really nice big opportunity or offer coming in for you, especially with the double aces. Now, I really want to discern what's going on here in the center with the Seven of Swords before I say, yeah, jump into it, it's all good. I will say this too, like that Seven of Swords, it's been sticking out to me like this whole entire time. I would still watch the company you keep in this time, like the people in your circle and like who you're giving your energy to, because there might be a person you need to beware of and watch out. But we'll see. We're just going to keep moving. I'm not going to get stuck here. So let's see why the Seven of Swords is in the mix, please. But yeah, I could see a nice big offer coming in for you, especially with the double aces. So this could be good. Let's see what the Seven of Swords has. So why is the 7 here, please? The first 7. Seven of Swords. Deck is being specific. Thank you. Okay, so we do have the Emperor in reverse. I do feel for some of you, this could be a little problem or a situation popping up that you weren't expecting to see. I would also say there could be issues with authority figures in this time as well. So be very cautious about that. This is very anti-authoritarian type of energy. I don't want to say authoritarian, but it's anti-authority if I were to keep it like that. Now, the Emperor's Aries energy, and usually it's pretty positive. It's someone that has things under control. It has like, I got a plan. So when I see it in reverse, it's something that's out of somebody's hands. So when I see that under a card of mystery, it's like, okay, either this is someone that is extremely averse to power structures or people in power or authority figures, or this is a problem or a situation popping up out of nowhere. So just watch out for like the unexpected or surprising problems and situations in this time. So we do have this mixed bag thing happening here, Taurus. Like we do have this, yeah, there's some opportunities and offers that could be coming in for you, but we also have this vibe about someone like not being about authority figures or clashing with them. And there's also this energy of an unexpected or surprising problem or situation. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. And it could still be attached, like I was saying, to like people in your midst. It doesn't necessarily have to be with you. Another thing with what I was feeling here in the beginning with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands in reverse and all the energy of helping, I feel like you might be prone to getting pulled into other people's stuff in this time. So it's very important that you don't get sucked into other people's drama or that you don't get pulled in. It's good to help if you can. It's good to give advice and be an ear to listen, but don't get too actively involved in other people's stuff. Let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles, then we'll do our recap. Very peculiar type of energy this week, Taurus. Very peculiar indeed. Thank you. All right, triple sevens, powerful omens here. Very powerful omens. So the Seven of Wands is in reverse. You got to let something flow. There could be, once again, whatever this problem is that pops up or this situation that we see here in the middle. I think fighting against it might only make it worse, or trying to put too much effort into something is only going to make it worse. Like for a good chunk of you, you just got to see how it plays out. That's just how this energy is showing up to me. So this is coming through in two strong ways. With the 777 and the double aces, there are very powerful omens of spirit trying to either reassure you or direct you and guide you in a very specific way. But the Seven of Wands in reverse is someone saying, like, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Usually in the upright, it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to fight with all my might type of energy. When I see this in reverse under the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, all right, take a more passive approach here, Taurus. Don't fight against it, because the more you fight against it, the worse it's going to get, or the tougher it's going to be. It's only going to inflame things. Okay, and that's not always easy, right? Like when things are going on, when things pop up, especially things that we don't see coming, you want to handle it. You want to take care of business. But I feel like there's a passive approach needed here, or just letting it play out. Okay, so whatever it is that pops up, or whatever has popped up, just let it play out how it's going to. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, and then we'll get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, yeah, a lot of this energy on the bottom is like, yeah, don't fight it, don't fight it. But position number one, we have the Three of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands in reverse. For some of you, this could be about pacing yourself. There could be something you're not giving as much of your energy to in this time, especially in regards to like groups and work and stuff like that. For another portion of you, this could be a really big offer coming in as well with the double aces. But there's also a link to the past. So maybe this is something that's come up before. I also get the vibe that you might have to try to cool down a group situation. So try not to get pulled too much into group dramas. In position number two, we have the Seven of Swords with the Emperor in reverse. As I mentioned, this is either a surprise or unexpected problem or situation that could pop up in this time. If that's not the case, to me, it's someone that's like completely averse to authority figures. So whether that is bosses, whether it's elders, or you name it, someone who's like, I will not be controlled. But to me, it just feels like something popping up out of nowhere. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands in reverse. We got our 777 showing up. Very powerful omens where Spirit's either trying to reassure you or guide you in a specific way. But I feel like a big thing here with this message is take a passive approach. The more you fight against something, the more it's going to inflame it, the worse it's going to get. So if something does pop up here, I think the passive approach is the best for the time being. The time for action will come eventually. So please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. I mean, that was a layered reading. There's a lot of stuff happening there. So let's see what we have in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you, whether it's something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be really good too. So let's see what we have for Taurus. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. There we go. Thank you. Okay, Nine of Swords. Yeah, there is a little bit of anxiety showing up here. So I feel like for a lot of you, like overthinking could be an issue in this time when we have the Nine of Swords. Also, interestingly, both of these cards, the very first one and the very last one, are linked to sleep, rest, recuperation. And we've seen this passive approach throughout the whole entire reading. I feel like for a lot of you, now is a great time to recharge the batteries in one way or another. I mean, it's been a message that's been in the undercurrent the whole time. But the Nine of Swords is pretty high strung. For some of you, yeah, there could be something that's got you a little stressed or nervous. Same could be with somebody else when this card is here. Another thing I will mention about the Nine of Swords, aside from those very obvious shadow messages, and just please try your best to alleviate your mind if possible. This is an extremely paranormal card as well. So just know your sensitivity to energies could be heightened to the maximum when this shows up in the shadows. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Tauruses, like with these repeating numbers and now this in the shadows, you might be having a lot more paranormal experiences than you normally do. So just take that for whatever it's worth. But yeah, Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, One of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's two simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.